5/8 is how polynomials come into play in the real world, okay? When you graph a polynomial, you will get several different things. It could be just a straight line. It could be a smooth curve that you're following, right? A parabola. You've seen some different ones that are going like up, down, or down, or they can go up, down, or up, down, up, down, no, down, up. So a lot of different things, right? A linear one like we did in chapter 2, you got just like a straight line. The quadratics, that was more our parabola ones. Now we're going to take the data that we have and we're going to determine what is the best fit. Like, is it a parabola that works best, that gives us the best information from our data, or is it something more than that, okay? So you have done this already, and you've done this already, right? The linear regression and the quadratic regression. We're just gonna add one more button on, and we're gonna look at what that gives us, and then this R squared is gonna determine for us which one is actually the best fit for the data that we have, okay? So let's say you're given this set of data. X is 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. Y is 10.1, 2.8, 8.1, 16.0, and 17.8, okay? Does anyone remember what you do first when given a table of data like that? Where is that? Stat, yes. Okay, so I'm going to share my calculator up here, so you're not going to see this on my screen. Maybe I'll just write them on the board so that you can see what I'm writing. Okay, first thing I want you to do is just go to your y equals and just clear that stuff out just so that it doesn't interfere at all. So take away your y1, take away your y2. We're not doing the same steps that we've done with that stuff. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go stat, edit, and now you're going to put those numbers in. If you have stuff there already, go up to L2 and hit clear. Remember, don't delete. You'll get rid of your list completely. Hit clear, enter. Go over to L1, go up to the actual L1, hit clear, enter. Okay, so you're going to put in 0, 5, 10, 15, and 20 for your L1. Then arrow over to your L2, and you're going to do 10.1, enter, 2.8, enter, 8.1, enter, 16.0, you don't have to put the 0.0 in, 17.8. Okay, so your list should be the same length right now, hopefully. And now they want you to find the linear regression. Do you remember how to do that? Not alpha. No. Stat. Then what? Calc. Arrow to the right to calc. And we're trying to find the linear regression. So number 4. Okay. You don't need to store anything. Just hit enter, 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 enter. So it calculates it. And this is going to give us what we want. So that first line where it says find your linear regression, we're going to round, let's go 3 decimal places. So for your linear regression, you should get,
Is this for the first one?
this is the first one. That first find the linear regression should be, actually I have it written here. Y equals 0.572x plus 5.24. Did everyone get that? You good back there, Jonah? No? Matthew didn't?
How did you get there again?
So you go stat. Do you have your list in?
Yeah.
Okay, so now go stat, and then arrow over to calculate,
Oh, okay.
and then number 4. Okay, so now look at your R2, your R squared, okay? That needs to go right here. And your R squared for this one is 0.554. Is that a good R2, R squared? It's not great, right? What are we shooting for here?
1 or -1.
Close to 1 or -1, okay? So the linear regression is not a great model for this data, okay? So then we do the quad reg. And here's the beautiful thing. All your data's in there already, right? All you have to do is go stat, arrow over to calculate, now go to 5. Enter, 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 and here's your quad reg. Okay, so this one, if we round to 3 decimal places, you get y equals, so this is 0.059x squared, right? This is a quadratic now.
You went around.
I think I did round, didn't I? Yeah, 0.59. The 4 doesn't bump it up,
Oh.
right? Minus 0.617x plus 8.211, okay? And then your R squared is 0.763. It's getting better, right? That's better. You like that more. Rather get a C on a test than an F, right? Okay, and then the last one, the cubic regression. Any guesses? Stat, arrow over to calc, number 6, cubic regression. And enter all the way through again. No need to store anything. So this one, you end up with the equation y equals a negative 0.012. This is a cubic, so x to the 3rd, plus 0.433x squared minus 3.297x plus 10.081. And your R squared here is 0.999. You could technically round that up to 1, right? If we're actually rounding this, you could call that 1. 1.000. So, first of all, any questions about where I'm getting these numbers? Do you see how I'm laying this out? A cubic has to start with the x cubed, and then the x squared, and then the x, and then the constant. Are you seeing that with those numbers? A is your x cubed, B is your x squared, C is your x, D is your constant.
So which one do you want to?
3 decimal places, but on this one, so I didn't round correctly here. This is technically, if I was gonna round this to 3 decimal places, it would be 1.000. But this is how it shows up with a 8 here, so that's what technically bumps
So
that
do
up.
we round the R or do you round those?
All of them. Yeah, round all of them to 3 decimal places. Yeah. Excuse me. Questions on the calculator real fast? Yeah, Johnny.
On the quad regression,
Mm-hmm.
we have to put the C, like at the end,
Yeah.
and not for the linear regression.
This was your, there is no C on this one because this is your A. Right, this is, they give you up at the top, it says y equals ax plus b. So this is your A and this is your B, right? On this one, this is A, this is B, this is C. On this one, this is A, B, C, and D. So the last one will always be the one that doesn't have an X attached to it. And then you just go in increasing order of exponents moving forward. Does that make sense? Yeah. You're welcome. Okay, are you good on the calculator? I can jump to iPad again. Okay, so here's the deal. Your next question then is which model is the best fit? Cubic. Okay, so you would just say your cubic is the best fit. So then it says use the best fit. So use that model. So you're going to use what you wrote down here. well, really not this. You're going to use the equation you wrote here. And it says to find the y value when x is 30. So all you have to do for that is plug it in. So your equation was, for your cubic, y equals a negative 0.012 times 30 cubed plus 0.433 times 30 squared minus 3.297 times 30 plus 10.081, right? So you're literally just, wherever there's an x, put in a 30, and then plug that into your calculator, all in one shot. The calculator will do the work for you. What do you get? Should get a negative 23.129. Did everyone have, I'm assuming so since no one said anything, but maybe you're just feeling like you did something wrong. Did anyone not have the r squared showing up? Nice. Okay, if ever your r squared goes away, it's probably because your diagnostics got turned off somehow. So like if you reset your calculator because things aren't working, make sure you turn your diagnostics back on. That's what brings your R2, your r squared back. Questions on that? Yeah.
How do you know what model is the best fit?
This number here. So we want that number to be as close to 1 as possible. So this r squared here was 0.554, right? This one was 0.763, and this one was 0.999, technically, if we rounded it correctly, 1.000. The one that's closest to a 1 or a negative 1 is your best fit.
Okay.
So this one was the best, so then we use this equation to plug into. If this one was the best, the quadratic, then we would have used that equation to plug it into. Okay? Any questions? Shortest lesson ever, right? Quick and easy. So maybe just, I don't know, in your notes, write stat, edit, and then it's either 4, 5, or 6. 4 for the linear regression, 5 for the quadratic, and 6 for the cubic. Stat edit 4, stat edit 5, stat edit 6, and you should be good. Just make sure when you go back to do the intersection stuff that you put your y2 equals 0 in again. I think if you left y2 equals 0 in, it wouldn't actually conflict with this. I'm not 100% sure though.